Rocky Long is here. Coach, I thought they'd all be in blue sweats. I understand you guys are going to change jerseys. Home team advantage. Come on, Coach. Blue on blue could be a new Aztec look.
Well, we're excited because we get to wear our home uniforms, you know.
Yeah.
We see imposters all the time on TV. We actually, black is our color. Black and red are our colors, and we wear black on black at home. But we see all these people that black is not a school color, wearing black helmets and black jerseys and camouflage and all that. What's that all about?
I don't know, Coach. It's
if they want to wear black,
now.
they should come to our school.
You're not going to bust out the yellow or the green or the red somewhere?
I'd like to say that we had the resources to do that at San Diego State. But, you know, those schools that have different uniforms and 3 or 4 different helmets, guess what? We have one helmet. We've got one away uniform. We got one home uniform because we don't have that kind of money to buy 3 and 4 helmets.
Plus, you're probably the kind of guy that likes it that way.
Of course.
Well, that does go with my personality, yeah. I think it's not the uniform. It's the players, right? It's the guys in the uniforms that count.
Absolutely.
Rocky, compare this experience for you, which, if I'm not mistaken, this would be your, as a head coach, 7th or 8th bowl game, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah, I've been lucky. I've been to quite a few.
Yeah. And so go back to your first, all right, because you've just arrived in Boise, Idaho at, 2:30 Pacific, unloaded 100 and some odd people into a bowling alley, and you seem fine, but I wonder if you were the first day you went into a bowl game.
Well, the very first bowl game, I was the head coach at the University of New Mexico, and it was in New Mexico, so that doesn't count.
Okay.
But the first time we went on the road, we went to Las Vegas. Okay, and that was really stressful, and it being Las Vegas makes it worse. If you know, I mean, we have I think 113 players here. They're all 18 to about 22 or 23 years old. There's actually about 35 of them, or maybe 38 of them, that are going to play a lot.
Right.
And the rest of them are here to have a good time. So,
ouch.
Yeah. So you put that group here, I feel a lot safer here. I mean, I feel a lot more comfortable because I've done it before, but I feel a lot safer here than I did in Las Vegas. I know that.
Well, in terms of preparation and knowing how to put a team together, and then the old adage about, and tell me what you think, Coach. I know you'd like to have had more success in your bowl games too.
Yeah.
But do you buy into whoever wants it more wins in a bowl game atmosphere, or do you have another attitude about how this ends up?
My experience is that the team that makes the fewest mistakes wins.
And that's every day, but that's every game, right?
No, but in bowl games, it seems to be, in our case, it seems a lot more prevalent, because I've been on teams where we had a great turnover ratio. We had a great turnover ratio last year, and we throw 3 interceptions, 2 of them they returned for touchdowns. I mean, that throws it all out of whack, because I don't think teams are as sharp. University of Buffalo, they haven't played in, it'll be 3 weeks. We haven't played in 3 weeks. We're not going to be as sharp as we were near the end of the season. I mean, that's just the way it is, because you practice against each other, you don't get the same look. So what it comes down to is who makes the most mistakes. Now, you can say that in every game.
Right.
But this is a little more important, because in bowl games, to me, it's all about momentum. And if you can get the momentum by a turnover or a block punt or something, you got a chance to win.
Have you looked at the way you approach bowl games? I mean, with the record, obviously you would want to win more. You know, some coaches just come to have fun. Some coaches treat it like it's the conference championship game. Most coaches, maybe somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
How do you approach it, and do you look at it and say, maybe if I did this, maybe I'd be 6-1 as opposed to 1-6?
Yeah, I mean, that the coaches want to win no matter what the situation is. So you kind of check the way you do things every single time. And as you said, I haven't been very successful in bowl games because I think the players should have fun. I mean, I think they ought to be able to play and be ready to play, but I think they should have fun. And I've done it different ways. I've gotten advice. At the time I was struggling early on, University of Utah had won like 8 straight bowl games or something. So Kyle and I are pretty good friends, so I called him up and I said, okay, what do you do? And he gave me their schedule, and we used it, and we won. So the next year we went to another bowl game. We used it again, and guess what? We got crushed. So I'm not sure it's the approach. I think it's the maturity of your football team that's the biggest difference.
Yeah. Sure. All right, let's talk about the conference here, Coach, because with Coach Peterson moving on, you've been around football longer than a lot of the guys that are head coaches in this league. Maybe you remember when Lavelle Edwards moved on from BYU. recruiting is on right now. Boise State's got to be, they're losing kids verbally. They're maybe getting some new kids. Give me your reactions to Coach Peterson moving on and your experience of what may happen with the program.
Well, I look at Boise State. That's what you're talking about, right? I look at them, and the ones that have moved on haven't been very successful. And the ones, when they're here, are successful. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good football coaches out there, and your success is not just based on how good you are. It's based on a lot of other things. And to me, Boise must be a special place because guess what? Every head coach that's been here over the last, you can tell me, the last 20 years, 25 years.
History of the program, really.
They've been really, really good. They've been really, really successful. Now, all of them are very good coaches. I'm not saying that. They're very good coaches. But you see, when you put them in a different situation, they've all struggled. So guess what? It's the place, it's not the coach. It's the place, it's not the coach. So, and they've hired a very good coach. They've hired a very good coach, and guess what? He'll be successful because he's a good coach in the right place. It's the place, not the coach.
Have you always felt that way about Boise?
Yes.
From Albuquerque or even in L.A. when you're at UCLA? You still
I don't know. When I first became a head coach, I was too worried about trying to be a head coach to worry about anybody else. Now I see it. Of course, I'm a lot older now, and I'm near the end of this deal, so I see it a lot more philosophical now than I used to. And I've seen really good coaches fail. And it's not the coach. It's the place. You have to have it all. I mean, you have to have facilities. You have to have crowd backing. You have to have administration backing. You have to have a place to sell kids to come to. And guess what? Boise's been good for a long time, and they've had several coaches. So they hired a really good coach. It's the place, not the coach.
Rocky Long is the guest here on Idaho Sports Talk with Caves and Prater on 931 The Ticket. Strikes for Spuds. The Aztecs will be taking on the Bulls in a little charity bowling later, and they're warming up in the background.
Coach, as brilliant as you sounded there, and you're a heck of a lot smarter of a football coach than I am, to play devil's advocate, I'll say San Diego State, I don't know if it was a special place or if it was a program or a place where success happened, but now you've been there. They've gone to bowl. I think it's the third straight year you've gone to bowls.
Actually, fourth.
Is it fourth?
Yeah.
You've taken a program that was, I don't know if stagnant's the right word, and made it relevant. So is that a rare exception to what you were just talking about? You're going to come back and say they do have something in place there, but I think the coach may have made a difference here.
No, I think there was a change in their attitude. And I got to give Steve Fisher the credit for the change in the attitude at San Diego State. When Coach Fisher arrived there, they weren't any good in football, and they were absolutely terrible in basketball. And Coach Fisher, who was a veteran coach at the time, was the beneficiary of them building a new arena. And he used that new arena to recruit pretty well, and he went out and got fan support. As soon as he got fan support and they got a little bit better, guess what? The administration started to support it more. They got a couple new ADs that supported it more. And what we've had over the last few years is we had a president that was very supportive, and he retired, and they hired another president that is really, really supportive. And we've got a great, who is new, about 3 or 4 years, we have a new AD, Jim Sturk. Well, guess what? He's different. So the place has changed. It's not me. I promise you it's not me. The place has changed, and they give a decent coach a chance to win. Okay? And now, once you start winning, you hope that none of that outside influence changes, because that could put it right down the other way.
Sure.
You know, you got to have it all. And Boise, to me, since they've had success, coach after coach after coach, they've got it. They've got it. They better get a good coach, because a coach can screw it up.
Sure.
But a coach ain't going to win without that other.
2 victories in a row, 2 years in a row over Boise State for you, Coach, and you come in here, and I'm sure you'd like the support of the fans. Now, you want to give them a sales pitch? We'll repeat it all you want.
I'll give them a sales pitch.
Give it to them. Why should they support you?
I think we play well against Boise because our players have such great respect for the program. And we play our best against them because we think they're the best team in our league. Mm-hmm. We believe that. Okay? And I hope, since our success over the last 2 years, I hope the people in this town and the Boise State football program respects us too. Okay? And if they're going to pick a side to be on, which side would you be on? A team that you play against and is in your league that you respect? And I'll promise you a home field advantage is important. Okay? If we can get the Boise people to come out in mass like they support their own team and support us, that will give us an advantage. Now, they don't have to support us next year. They can yell, scream, boo, whatever they want to do. That's okay. I understand that. But we should be the home team. I mean, we're slated as the home team. But for the local fans, we should be the home team. Don't you agree? We should be the home team.
You are. We've been told you're the home team.
Yeah.
Boise State fans respect San Diego State. There's no doubt about that. I've been surprised to find out over the last 10 days that they don't like them. And it's because every team that comes here from either the WAC or the Mountain West Conference, the Boise fans support them in this bowl game. I don't know if it's going to happen on this Saturday because of what you guys have been able to pull off, and there's some obviously competitive feelings out there amongst the Boise State fans. But how would you describe your feelings and your relationship with the Boise State fans? It's way low on your priority list, but you've said some things, and there's been some good give and take and some back and forth. It's been a really healthy rivalry. How do you feel about Boise State fans?
I think they're the best in the league.
Oh, come on.
I really do. I mean, I think they support their team with a pretty good population. I mean, there's a pretty good population, but they support their team as well as anybody. I think Fresno State does the same thing. We're struggling, even though our attendance is getting better and better and better. We're the third in the league, but we got the biggest city, too.
Right.
You know, I think right now they're the best in the league, but some of that is because of the success.
Sure.
It's easy to follow a winner now. It's hard to follow a team consistently if you have a hiccup now and then and you don't win constantly. That's when you see how good the fans really are. And I would hope that since I think we've earned their respect, I would hope if they respect us as a program, they would root for us instead of some team from New York.
That's what I thought.
I mean, what the heck?
That's what I thought.
But some people are short-sighted. And they're mad, I guess. I mean, am I supposed to let our team come in and not try to beat them? I mean,
Coach, and I'll give you one follow-up because they're gonna yank us out of here, Coach. Talk to me about Khalil Mack.
Oh.
This kid, one of the best players in the country. Coach Tepper. I don't know if you've run across him.
I know Coach Tepper. I know Coach Wood. And I haven't met the head coach yet, so
okay.
I'm hopefully get to talk to him today.
Linebacker, I mean, Coach Tepper likes to write about linebackers, and I'm going to talk to him about what he thinks about your guys and how you play defense. But give me some thoughts about Mack, about playing Buffalo, about Coach Tepper, and how they play defense.
Well, Mack is a special guy that'll be – I don't know where he's predicted to go. He's going to be a first-round draft choice. He changes what you do on offense. You have to account for him all the time. Which makes it hard. If you want to protect the quarterback, you always have to have some help. If you're going to run at him, you're going to have to double team him or make it look like a pass so he runs up the field because you're not going to block him. He's one of those guys that's quick, fast, defeats a block, runs around blocks, jumps around blocks, and still makes tackles.
Wow.
So he's a special guy.
Real deal.
He's the real deal. And they have some really good football players other than him, too. On offense, quarterback's good. They've got a couple big-time receivers. The running backs had an outstanding year. And I'm trying to compare them, but we've only played one offensive line as big as their offensive line.
Wow.
I can't wait to see them in person because on film, they are giants.
They just walked behind you. They're big. I can promise you they're big.
Okay, good.
And, Coach, as far as your team goes, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but your offensive MVP is a walk-on. You've done a heck of a job with the quarterback situation that started off rough. Talk to me about Quinn, and can you get the kid a scholarship?
Yeah, he's going to go on scholarship second semester.
Good.
Sure.
Smart move on your part.
It's done. He came and our starting quarterback at the time has a bad back, and he really struggled. We put Quinn in. Quinn actually gave us a chance to win. We were losing the game on offense with turnovers. He gave us a chance to win, and he's a smart kid that's very accurate with the football, and he's gotten a lot better as the season's gone along.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Tell the Bronco fans we need them to support us.
We'll tell them. You just did.
I mean, if they want me to come out and go someplace and talk to them. I'll do that. They can yell and scream at them. They can boo me. They can do whatever they want as long as they come to the game and support us.
3:30 on Saturday.
There you go.
Thanks once again,
All
Rocky
right, guys.
Long.
Thank you.